have not done this fight in a while. In fact, it's been a hot minute since I've actually played tier 3. So, wish me luck here.
Better leave before you get hurt. Are you seeing this? Open your bloody eyes! Songs about that one.
Can't remember what Where's my keybind for fucking... There it is. It's a grenade thing. I can't even remember my fucking keybinds for this game. This is gonna be interesting. Bro has so much health.
For them.
This isn't even like the main like raid boss part yet. Bro has so much health. This is the element that he's weak to primarily. This and fire, depending on the stage of it. I get like 2 of these. I might die here actually, but we'll see. I'm getting really unlucky with this picture. Oh, there we go. careful with these. Because they can kill me. Hi. You just can't tell what's going on half the time. The reason I'm primarily using this is just ammo conservation in this fight, and solo is really difficult, and at this phase of the fight it's really hard to get a good eraser hit, and even then, like, just, ugh. Oh my god, it's so hard to even tell what's going on too. Okay, they're already in their flying phase. It's fun, because Hemovorous is still on the ground. How do you eraser one? Because eraser is a lot harder to use in this game than bore, unless you have a very specific loadout. And it's really easy to accidentally kill yourself with eraser, because it kind of like focuses mostly on splash damage. you're wondering, kills extend the life of the drone, and some of the projectiles that these bosses throw count as actual like living creatures, like the market swarms. I'm kind of focusing on Vermi first because it's a little bit weaker than Hemovorous. If I can kind of like clean the arena up a little bit. So that's the most dangerous part about playing the Zane build, is going down makes it really hard to get up. I can't even fucking see what's going on half the time anyway. I can also technically like focus on just having an all butcher loadout, and that may be a little more efficient for like the different types of elements. Like fire would actually be more effective against Hemovorous, I believe, once I get down to that. Now that I've got Vermivorous back on the ground, now I'm going to get Hemovorous in the air. Just going to happen soon. That's why this is such a tough raid boss. It just takes a long time.
Pay attention!
Trying to get an eraser hit on it. If this gets a good eraser hit, it'll take out a big chunk of its shield. Okay, that was kind of risky. So the issue with going down is like getting a kill without your momentum is very challenging. And then as you get later and later into this fight, like the screen pollution becomes ridiculous. bad. He's back on the ground now. The next stages. If you're wondering why I'm ADSing, I do significantly more damage like this than I do when I'm not ADS. My fire rate's also slightly higher. Gotta get out from these puddles, but it's just like there's so many.
Look at them.
And this build is kind of set up just for this fight. Like, if I was doing like most other bosses, I'd actually go for a more laser focused build. But there's just so much stuff that can kill you, and there's too much to like focus on in this fight solo to not spec for like just a max like survivability. Like, I'm focused more on like the health regeneration from damage than the overall like DPS that I can do, because it's just, there's too much going on. There are ways to cheese this fight with very specific builds. You basically have to set your character up just for the fight to do it. Makes the character, or your like character setup not nearly as strong, especially on Zane. It's just kind of like a general purpose survivability build. It's modified slightly to kind of focus on this particular fight. Okay, there's Vermivorous now. Now just focus on Hemo. trying to get that radiation proc on it. Hi. This is a very long fight. So the reason I'm running cryo is like as an element for Zane. Not only is Hemovorous slightly weak to cryo, but Zane gets a damage buff on cryo with this particular class mod, and like skill point set or skill tree setup that I'm running. So yeah, I had a legendary drop that despawned earlier. I'm not really that upset about it. I've got a pretty much perfect build. I'm doing this more for the fight. Otherwise, I would have like looked to see what Vermi dropped earlier. But there's nothing that's particularly unique aside from I think the company man that can drop from this fight. the company man is just, you know, like for that particular weapon type and stuff. Funnily enough, I actually do more damage from cryo than fire on this build. If you're wondering why I might not be using that. We'll see what he drops once I finish this. Yeah, the Butcher is like, it carries this fight so hard. It's also probably one of the best Hyperion weapons in the game. Not the best shotgun in the game, aside from maybe like the Healthgating. I'll sell it off. Maggie, Company Man for Vladoff. It's actually, Vladoff's got some good stuff in this game. I only had to activate my turret once. Which is pretty good. Yep, that's the raid boss fight in this game. So it's just a lot. It's not difficult in the same sense of like some of the other like raid bosses that you'll run into, but I wouldn't recommend this as like a beginner fight. Once you start to get, especially if you're like above like Mayhem 6, this that's when you have Vermi introduced. It's a pretty challenging fight, but it's also one of my favorite raid bosses. It's just a very strong, long-winded fight, and this is a really good kit for Zane. Aside from this like skill tree, like I have a lot of really close to perfect. Not everything I have on this build is perfect, but like I have a lot of really strong stuff. If I was using like Vladoff stuff, which I do, a lot of the times run. Where is it? It's in my inventory. This right here, this light show, instead of a 2Z. And this is a great pistol for Zane. I don't use much doll stuff, but there are quite a few interesting weapons that you can run into. Roland's Call is really good. You can basically have infinite ammo with this thing as long as you can hit your criticals once every 2 hits at least. This is also a really strong, like if you're looking at ARs. Actually, probably would have ran that instead. This is a very, very good. This anoint on it also is really useful. That makes this fight so like the whole time I was dealing double damage from the anoints that I have on these guns. I had to re-roll anoints so many times to get them. If you don't have that, just consider the fight taking like twice as long as what I showed you here. So, anyways, yep, that's Hemovorous and Vermivorous.